Alright guys, you'll have to forgive me for the setup here. I can't really set up facing the other way, so you guys get to enjoy the sunset with me today. We're just getting started, and it's a little later than I wanted it to be, but you know, it is what it is. This is one of my longer workouts too, so we're probably looking at about like a 2-hour training time here, but I'm going to try and be quick today. Like I've shown before, I'm just going to show one set of each here. But actually, you know what? I might just let it run all the way through. I don't know. I haven't really decided yet. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. This is the same power speed drills that y'all have seen this whole time. I don't know why I'm standing behind the camera either. Maybe I just wanted you to enjoy the sunset. Let me go ahead and flip this around. And yeah, anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started. It's the same order, same everything. I just increased the distance. So in the first couple of weeks, we were doing 20 yards. Yeah, we bumped it up to 30. I don't have the cleats on yet because I only like to put them on for sprints. So let's go ahead and knock this out. It should only be like 10-ish minutes. And then we'll start sprinting. And that's on the hill behind the camera. So I'll flip y'all around when it's time for that. Let's go. And you know what? Calves are a little sore. I can feel it when I'm moving around. But it's not anything too crazy. At least from what I can feel now. Doesn't feel too crazy. But I'm sure as we get through this warm-up, I'll start to feel the calves a little bit more. Just about there and done. Cool. And I thought about doing the walk back, but just for time-saving purposes, I might just take a little breather and then just immediately work my way back. I don't really feel like it. Because like I said, I'm not trying to spend too much time out here today. This also gives you guys a good look at both sides of the coin, so to speak. Easy peasy. I believe dribbles are next. Again, I take some quick breaks. Because I don't want my heart rate freaking out the whole time I'm out here. Speaking of, let's go ahead and get that on the watch. Otherwise it doesn't count, right? See, I always think I'm working heavier than I think, and I'm chilling at 140. Like, okay. Now with dribbles, I try to just stay on the ball of my foot and kind of pretend like I'm dribbling a soccer ball. Now I could definitely feel the soreness there. Yeah, that sucks. You know what's funny? Some stuff that you think would hurt as well doesn't. Things like skips for height that you would think the crash down would feel horrible, but it doesn't. It's like all like the low intensity stuff, quote unquote, like this. All right, that is a skip, dribbles. You know what? I'm actually gonna turn that off. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. I can't fucking hear it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and turn it off. That is some good water. Next is high knees. Now high knees normally sucks. That's for sure. We'll see. See, but then I do them. Like you think it's gonna hurt, but then I do them and I barely feel it. So I don't know. And it's not windy out today, which is nice. Past few times I've been out here filming these, like field sessions, it's been so windy. So I got the little windscreen on the mic, but oh, I don't know if you guys picked that up on the mic. It'd be awesome if you did. God, who programs this for 30 yards? As a warm-up. Why? Why? All right. Now we go into the easy one though, which is butt kicks. Butt kicks are cake. I like butt kicks. This one never feels too bad. And see, now I'm chilling at 154. But I think it's also because I'm doing the down and back, like almost back to back. Because normally I would like do this stretch, walk back, and then do it again. This time I'm just, I get down here, chill for a few, and then I just do it again. So obviously that's kind of keeping the heart rate elevated too, but like I said, I'm not trying to be out here all day. At least I'm not hungry this time. I think Tuesday, I was training legs. I was so hungry. And I was like halfway through the session, my stomach was growling. I was like, oh no. Oh no. Because once I'm hungry, my focus is out. Dunski. I can't think about anything else besides my next meal. So, I did butt kicks. I think this is Showtime's up next. I think. Submax bounds. Whatever they're called. I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't a college athlete, so I just call them what other people call them. And obviously, that's a lot of different perspectives on exercise. So there's probably a million names for it. You know what's funny about submax, like straight-legged bounds, or just straight-legged bounds in general? It almost feels like my legs are too long. You know what I mean? Because I can feel them like graze the ground. And I don't like that. It feels like I'm gonna trip and eat shit. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but I do. And I don't like it. I want to bend my legs so bad. I almost feel like if I give myself room, I'm gonna be like bow-legged. Like my legs like swing out this way and I'm like this. I don't know, man. That exercise is always so weird. Whatever. How are we doing on time here? Anyway, chilling. What is that, like 4 minutes, I think? Oh, yeah. Cool. Switches next. My least favorite. Because it shows you how uncoordinated I am. And I hate that. I want to look like a perfect specimen out here. Regrettably, I do a lot of exercises that expose my weaknesses. Some might say that's a good thing. But what happened to just looking good on camera? I wouldn't know, to be honest with you. Dude, switches for 30 yards? Fuck that. Yeah, fuck that. Oh. Quick break. I think I stared at the sun for too long. I got these little colored dots in front of my eyes. That's not good. All right. Oh yeah, heart rate's up there. Not 160 yet, but because it doesn't come down. I feel like I'm gasping for air. All right, quick switch. Don't have to spit in the microphone. It's not too bad. Pretty smooth. Ah, nice. I think you got like 3 left. I don't remember what they are. I think it's verticals, backwards, and pogos. I think. That sounds right. Oh yeah, I shot up to 166 on those switches. Yikes. Oh. Oh man. Okay. Not many left. Let's go. Can you believe I have to sprint after this? Fuck that. Oh. You know what I thought about too? Don't they make stuff for the camera where like if you do have to face the sun, like it reduces glare? I forget what that's called. I don't know, I'm not a tech guy. I don't know, I'm not a videographer. But I'm sure someone out there knows what I'm talking about. Or if it doesn't exist, you're welcome for the idea. And yeah, maybe you could send me a link. Unless it's like, you know, something crazy. I don't make that much money. You know what I mean? Oh, but I'd be open to the idea. Oh, all right, verticals. I try to stay pretty light on my feet when I do this. Whole foot contact. Oh. Actually, it didn't feel too bad, believe it or not. That's the one that I always think is gonna hurt when my calves are sore. But then I do it, and I'm like, WTF? Why does it not hurt? I don't know. And all the ones you think won't hurt actually do. So weird. Oh, I don't know if you guys remember, but last time I filmed those, I talked about how, you know, initially when I was training those verticals, I'm gonna try and get in the sun's way here. I don't know where I am. On the camera. I think I need to go this way. There we go. Boom. So when I was doing those initially, like remember I was never an athlete. So like I didn't have a lot of the requisite like calf strength, tendon stiffness, nothing. So when I would do vertical, like repeated single leg bouts on stuff, dude, my poor ankle, my poor calf, please stop. Oh God, it was horrible, dude. Like my leg would just like crash immediately, especially because I'm 200 pounds. So like, you know, my poor baby legs were just like, please God, stop. This hurts so much. And so it's cool to be able to do that stuff now, obviously. And I'm procrastinating, I'll go. So it's cool to do that stuff now. And like, even when calves are sore, being able to do it. That's awesome. Yes, that's 20, I got one more. One more. Where you at, little cone? There you are. Okay. Ooh. Yeah. But anyway, progress is always cool, especially when it's observable, right? And not even just like more weight being lifted or whatever, or like even just your ability to do things. Like, there's a client of mine where when we started, she couldn't even like hand assisted split squat. without like toppling over or looking like it was like, you know, like a 5 RM or 3 RM. Like she really struggled. And now, sorry, I just touched the mic. I don't know if like a bunch of feedback just came through. It's my bad. But anyway, now she's able to do like, you know, loaded Bulgarians, you know, with dumbbells for like 8 to 10 reps. Like, that's awesome. Really love to see that. And of course, it's not an easy process by any means. That's one thing that people have to keep in, you know, their perspective, is that it's easy to compare yourself to people, you know, they're doing 400-pound Bulgarians, you know, or just something insane, 500+ pound bar squats, you know, and they'll see these people lifting these obscene numbers and just be like, what I do is just totally pointless and stupid and I shouldn't even try. You gotta understand, heavy is relative, man. Everyone has their own starting point. Not everyone is aiming for the same finish line. Some of you are running fulls. Some of you are running halves. Some of you are running quarters. Some of you are just trying to show up to the starting line, you know? And I think that's probably one of the most important lessons, is perspective, you know, because people tend to lose it. Focus on what other people are doing. Can't be doing that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what other people are doing. What you're doing is what is important, right? That's what's important. I didn't bring any bug spray with me. I forgot. Summer's here, basically. I know that seemed kind of like a random thought, but I was getting bit by bugs. It was pretty cold here for the past like month, or actually several months. It's pretty cold. And you know, the state I live in, you know, it goes from winter to summer just like that. So summer's here. It's already muggy. Bugs are out. Boom. All right, cool. That stuff's done. I'm gonna take a quick break. We're gonna set up for hill sprints behind the camera here. We'll get started. We got a decent amount of sprints on the menu today. I think it's like 2 sets of 4 for like the 10-yarders. And then I think I have like another 4 reps of 20s, I think, which I'm just gonna run the whole hill as the 20. Fuck it. And then we get to go home and finish the session with weights. All right, let's get to it. Guys, sorry you had to deal with the sun in the first half of this video. But obviously, as you can see, the sun's kind of going down now. And we're gonna start the hill sprints. So we got 2 sets of 4 with the 10-yarder, which is gonna be from this base cone right here, right there, up to that middle cone, right there. All right, so we're gonna do 2 sets of 4 with that. And I'm taking roughly like 30, 45 seconds between. 10 yards is not much. So, you know, we can take pretty minimal rest. And then I'm gonna rest for like 1 to 2 minutes between those 2 sets. And then we'll go into a 4x20, which we'll probably rest about like 1 minute between those. And then we'll be good out here and we'll go home and lift some weights. So let's go ahead and get started. The first 4x10, I might just leave the camera running the whole time and then pause for the rest and then do that again, as opposed to breaking it all up between every rep. All right, let's do it. Oh, and I should mention that these are half kneeling starts. So as if going up a hill wasn't already hard enough, I'm starting off at half kneel. And I am gonna alternate, so because I'm doing 4 reps, right? So I'm gonna go right, left, and then yeah, the 20s are gonna be a 2-point start. So we'll go from there. All right. Woo, losing my balance already. All right. Woo, that is a slow start. I also felt my sunglasses still on there. Trying to sprint without the shades falling off. That's a tough one. I'll put those away. All right, so now right knee is going to be down. One thing I like about that too is that first side that I started on with left knee down, it's actually my weaker start side. And that's one of the reasons why I like the half kneeling start, because it's like you really do kind of get to see like kind of like a dialed in version of how much you suck on that side. So that's cool. Yeah, you can tell how much faster that side is. I'm not putting a mat down or anything. I mean, I guess technically I could, but last time I put a mat down, I actually ripped it. Because I didn't do like just the knee, I like had it like laid out, and I just ripped a fucking fat hole through it. So, also I just don't mind getting a little dirty, as long as it's not like in my face, right? So, yeah, we got 2 more of those. And like I said, I'm just gonna leave the camera rolling so you get to hear me yap the whole time, which I know is your favorite part. But again, quick rest. I don't like to rest too long because I'm not reaching anywhere near maximal effort here, so. Now, one thing you'll notice, well, I don't know if you can notice from that angle, but out of a half kneel, and given how like long relatively my limbs are, I have way more rotation starting off the acceleration than probably most people. I mean, I'm not super tall by any means. You know, I'm not like 6'4" or anything. But I am like relatively kind of long-limbed. I got like little T-Rex arms, but you'll notice even like when I get into like flat ground sprints on the field, I have a lot of rotation off the line. And yeah, I'm just pointing that out now before someone's like, you rotate too much. You rotate too much. I'm like, yeah, bro. You know who else rotated too much? Usain Bolt. All right. And again, I'm not Usain Bolt or anything. I'm just saying, rotation is not a bad thing. It's how you generate power. Yeah, I feel pretty good actually. I just gotta watch out for the potholes. If you watched the previous video, I talked about how like I can feel my foot like getting caught in some of these ruts, and like it actually spins in the dirt, which is a little scary because I'm not trying to twist an ankle. But we're gonna rest real quick because that's 4. Rest for like 1 to 2 minutes here, and then hello, and then we'll let it run again for another 4 sets of 10. All right, here we go. Set number 2. It's like I have to keep creating room here to avoid my ruts. That's a quick first one. See if we can maintain that speed for 3 more. You know, it's funny. Being as meathead as I am, I actually really do enjoy sprint season. Like this whole 12 weeks is just dedicated to getting faster, right? And I think part of that stems, like the enjoyment stems from just not getting this experience in high school. You know, I mean, I played some sports, but it wasn't anything super serious, and I wasn't anything even remotely good. You know, I just played because I liked being active. Believe it or not, I was actually big into Taekwondo when I was a kid. Don't ask me to show you anything now, because like I probably could do some stuff, but I don't know. The first thing I think of is like pulling a hamstring, like with some of the kicks and stuff. But anyway, I just brought that up just because, you know, you don't know a whole lot of people that do this kind of stuff unless they were high school athletes or college athletes of some kind, right? Like, you really don't see it. Most people, when they get into lifting, it's just lifting 24/7, 365. You know, they barely even do cardio, let alone shit like this. So I don't know. I think by showing this stuff on YouTube, I think a lot of people will maybe at least try it. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong and it'll just stay an athlete thing forever. But I mean, I'm just your average dude. I like doing this shit. I think it's fun as shit. Ooh. I'm telling you, man, that half kneeling position is so hard to get out of. Jeez. All right, 2 more. I know I was yapping a little bit on that last one, so rest period was longer than I wanted it to be, but anyway. I just like doing this shit, and I hope by showcasing it on YouTube, you know, other people will kind of get motivated to try it, because this field's empty right now. Like, this field is massive. There's no one out here. Now, albeit I'm probably the weirdo that's here at 6:30 on a Friday. But, I mean, I don't know. I just think it would be cool to see people out here, like, just training that way, just because it is fun. You know what I mean? But, I mean, I'm not gonna, you know, be too picky, because I think more people than ever now in the Gen Z, Gen Alpha, like, age range are in gyms. Like, more gym memberships than ever, which is good. That's awesome. Because obviously, you know, no one's blind to the fact that we have an obesity problem, right? So I think it's good that people are taking charge. Maybe in the future I can be a little bit more picky with what they choose to do. But then again, you know, at the end of the day, who cares? As long as people are active, that's what matters. Oh man, I did not get a good enough charge on that drive leg. I felt it. I'm sure when I watch this back on video, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, that one sucked. But we got one more. You know, it's funny, I had a client a long time ago, but I remember she told me one day, we had been training for probably a few months. And I remember she brought it to me, she's like, you know, I just really hate weight training. And it kind of caught me off guard, because like, I don't know, I don't think that's really something you hear too often. Maybe people just don't say it out loud. But she was like, yeah, I just legitimately like just hate lifting weights. I actually hate it. I was like, well, what do you enjoy? She's like, I don't know, but there's a group of girls that play tennis that I know, and I kind of just want to try that. I was like, okay, well then go try it. You know, she latched onto that sport and hasn't let go. She loves it. She plays it all the time. All the time. And I'm just like, I'm so happy about that, because like I had just mentioned earlier, it's important for people to just find an activity that they love to do. I don't care what it is. Just be active. Lifting weights is cool. I definitely think you should do it. But it doesn't have to be that way, especially if you really do despise it, because you're just not going to be consistent. And that's ultimately what builds the progress that people are looking for, is consistency. All right, last one. That was a way better initial leg drive. Way better. And I think it's because I wasn't afraid to get my leg out there. I kind of like thought about it for a second. I was like, just reach with that leg. Reach with it. And I felt the difference immediately. All right, quick break. And then we're going into 20s. We got 4 sets, or reps, I guess I should say. 4 reps of the 20, which is just the cone up at the top. 2-point start. So we'll be back. All right, rest time's up. We got 4 reps of 20 yards. And again, we're starting at the bottom from a 2-point start. So no more half kneel. And we're gonna take at least 60 seconds in between reps here. Up to a maximum of 2 minutes. And again, you wanna continue driving all the way to the top cone. The hard part about the hill sprints is people accelerate great for the first 5 to 10 yards, and then they immediately hit a wall. Gotta keep that momentum all the way to the top. And what I have to worry about is hitting one of these potholes here. So I'm gonna try and maneuver here to more flat ground. Luckily, I only have 4 to do, not like 10. So I should be okay here. Easy first rep. Now I will be taking little cuts here because I don't want the camera rolling for the full 60 to 120 in between. So I will be back. You'll see the cuts. So that was a good first rep. 3 more. We should be out of here before the sun sets. All right, rep number 2. Now, as opposed to half kneeling where I purposely alternate sides, for like all of my quote unquote like real sprints for the day, I won't change stances because I'm always going to sprint off the same leg every time. So in this regard, I just keep my forward leg the same. And again, I don't do this professionally or anything, so realistically at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter, dude. Just get the reps in. I breathed that time. The first rep, I held my breath. I'll be honest with you, I don't really know if one feels better than the other. I think sometimes breathing, because I know the mic is picking up those strong exhales, I do think that feels better. But I don't know if it's actually better. I just know that it feels better. Maybe that means it's better. I don't know. All right, here we go. Rep number 3. I kind of, thinking about that previous rep, I think I kind of did lag that forward leg just a little bit. So I probably need to be more conscious about that first step just to make it more aggressive. I think I'm kind of like, basically what I mean is like, I think I'm like shortchanging that initial step. If I reach harder, lean a little bit more into it, I think it'll feel better. It's just because my legs are so sore that like, I'm like conscious of like that initial step, like causing like a pain reaction, which is why I'm like, you know, I'm fucking being a baby about it. But luckily, I don't get paid to do this. I do it for fun. That one definitely felt slower, but I think it only felt slower. I don't think it actually was. I don't know. We got one more. The neat part is, while I'm out here, I'm just kind of winging it and just having a good time. It's not until I get back and watch the footage over where I'm like, wow, Trevor, you're dog shit at everything. Wow, look at that horrible technique. But not really. I'm hard on myself, but I also am realistic. One more, gents, and then we'll be done. All right, one more before it's so dark out here you can't even see anything. And no, this field is not lit. The stadiums are on either side. They're lit, but no lights over here. All right, let me find a smooth patch here. This is looking pretty good over here. Oh, okay. Ooh, that was a good one. That was a good one. Yeah, I felt the difference there. That was great. I'm finally warmed up. 45 minutes into the session. We're actually technically an hour. I don't film or I don't time my warm up. Like the actual warm up, not like the power speed stuff. Just in case anyone was confused. Okay, got my cones here. We're gonna do the jump series here. I had initially written to add the med ball load for 3 and 4, but I kind of feel like shit in terms of calf soreness. So we're just gonna roll body weight. I'm just gonna do the same thing I did last week because the legs are just not really feeling it. And then we'll go home and finish lifting. All right. So real quick cut and rest time, and then we'll get this over with. Same deal as before. We're doing bounds, vertical skips, and then leaps, all for like 20 yards, like 2 sets apiece, just a down and back basically. So 20 down, 20 back. I'm gonna roll the tape for the entire duration, and then we'll go on and get out of here. Oh God, this is where the calves are sore after all the fucking sprinting. About 20. And I keep the bounds kind of light on the feet. Like, I'm not trying to like leap super far just because I'm so fucking sore. Same with like the skips and all that. I will be noticeably closer to the ground because I'm sore now. But I'm still trying to emphasize vertical, whole foot landing. Leaps left. And we go backwards. Fuck. I know my cone's there somewhere. Cool. That's it for that. Real quick and easy. All right, so I know you can probably barely see me. We're all done out here. We're gonna go home, do some prehab stuff. And again, our weight session isn't anything crazy. It's not like Tuesday where we squat, you go Bulgarians and shit. It's literally like back extensions, lunges, and like some accessory shit at the end. Super cake. So let's pack it up. Let's go home and finish up the day. All right, guys, we got med ball throws again. Earlier this week we did rotationals. So this time I'm doing overhead. So on one of the previous videos you saw I stand over here by the horse stall mat. I get a little bit of an overhead reach, some thoracic extension, and then just launch that motherfucker into the wall. So 5 sets, 3. Same deal. I know I'm not in the frame right now, but hopefully I will step into it. Where am I at? Okay, cool. I can move the camera a little bit. Or maybe I'll just step forward a little bit. One more. All right, last one. It's funny. Oh, I catch it a little too low or it scrapes the floor. Just throw harder, forehead. All right, now we're moving into split squat jumps. It's not gonna be super crazy. It's more of like a rhythmic kind of thing with the med ball. And then we got a little banded hold that we're gonna do on the floor. We got 8 per side here. Oh, cool. Man. All right, let me set my timer real quick. I'm gonna do 90 this time. Where's my, there it is. All right, feet are up. So if you haven't seen this before, I'm just maintaining kind of like a bird dog position. Although I'm not too strict with the hands. Sometimes I relax the hands down here. It's more so like a prehab for the hips, because I'm about to go into loaded back extensions. So this is just a way to isometrically train this whole complex here. Oh, and does it burn already? It's only been 30 seconds. But I normally keep my low back
flat against the floor so I don't arch. I keep tension on this band, this little hip circle, and then I just chill out, man, and incessantly look at the stopwatch every 2 seconds. Oh, God. So week 1, I did like 60 seconds, and 60 seconds wasn't that bad, honestly. So I juiced it up to 90, and it's funny because it's like 75 would probably be perfect, because 90 is like, 90 feels like hell. But here we are, almost there, actually, surprisingly. Because I'm talking to the camera, that's why. It takes my mind off of it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank God. Whew. Nice. All right, that's prehab. That's all the power stuff, that's all the field work, prehab. Now we can get into the weightlifting section. So hopefully you guys can even see me in the frame. My eyesight sucks, so I can't even really see the screen. But anyway, we're going to back extensions. Plan is to hit like 155 or 8. I want to beat last week's 145. And 145 really wasn't even that bad, to be honest with you. At least from what I remember. So I'm going to go for 155 or 8. I mean, I'm freaking warm as possible. Probably what I'll end up doing is the bar, instantly throw 45s on, and then just go a 10 on each side and hit the top side and move on. I think that's how I want to do it. Oh, and then afterwards we got lunges, and then I think that's it. I think it's lunges into the finisher, which is like work capacity stuff. So anyway, I'll take a look at the menu and report back. We're going to take a short break while I set up the back extension.
All right, this is just warm-up set of 8 here with the empty bar. And like I said earlier, I'm going straight to 45s. I don't want to waste a whole lot of time here, you know what I mean? So. $45s are going on, and we're just going right up there, man. All right, 135 on the bar. Let's go. Woo! Easy peasy, baby. 155 coming up. All right, guys, 155 on the bar. This is what I wanted today. One thing that kind of sucks about running sprints and then doing this exercise in particular is I have to bend the knees a little bit when I'm in here, because if I have them extended all the way, I have like joint pain in the knees. So just something else to consider when you're doing shit like this, right? You got to keep them a little bent. Which this could probably come up a little bit to make that easier, so I'll probably do that now. There we go. A little easier on me. Okay. Nice. All right, man. Lunges on the menu. Let's get to it. It's funny because I just did my first set of lunges and I forgot to record. I do that a lot. You guys probably won't notice because you don't know what my workouts are, but I watch them back and I'm like, wait a second. There's things missing. Fuck. I'm not a YouTuber, man. I'm so bad at it, dude. I'll get a hang of it eventually. I'll tell you one thing, though. When it does happen and I notice, I don't film it again. Only because it's like, at that point, it's fake. You know what I mean? Like, what you guys see is what you get. So, it's like, it's just like rest periods, man. Like, when I tell you I'm resting for however long, and I leave the camera rolling, like, you see, like, that's it. Just, I know when we get into our conjugate block, and we start doing, like, the max effort variations, y'all are not going to sit there and watch me sit here like this for fucking 5 minutes before I go again. But at least you guys will have something to laugh about when you're like, I thought he said this was next. Well, anyway, this was my rest period from the first set of lunges. I'm just going to leave the camera rolling. We're just going to go ahead and do 50s for set 2. And then 60s for set 3. I decreased the reps a little bit this week. So we're only doing 7s as opposed to 9s. But just given how my hips and legs feel, like this, like there's not a whole lot of room for more weight. It's just everything is just so beat up. So I think 60 though, a 10 pound in exchange for 2 less reps. I feel like that's good. Because I'm going to keep 7s on the menu for next week and then try and beat that weight. So anyway, here we go. 60s, or no, 50s is set 2. 50 pounds. Yes, I am using straps just because I don't want to have to think about my grip. I just want to coast here. My legs hurt. I don't want my hands to hurt too. So we're just cruising with the straps. My favorite thing about this deficit variation though, man, do you get deep into that crevice. Oh, way down there. It feels great. Oh. I'm trying not to slam my knee into the ground. I'm trying to guide myself down there. Whew. Nice. All right. Quick rest period, and then we'll go to 60 pounds. All right. I preemptively hit record. I don't know if I'm ready yet. The camera's rolling now. I guess we go. Fuck it. Oh, man. 60 for 7. It's really not feeling too bad. It's just, I'm just so tired by this point. You know what I mean? So, let's get into it. We're almost done. And I did forget one thing. I have wall sit ISOs after this. But that's fucking nothing. And then it's the finisher. So, nothing too crazy. Okay. 60 pounds. Oh, 60 pounds ain't too bad. Could definitely be worse. It's funny because last block I was doing Bulgarian Widowmakers. If you've ever copied any of John Meadows' workouts, he was a huge fan of Bulgarian Widowmakers. And I did those last block, and holy shit, bro. Fuck me. That shit was miserable. So it's like any other single leg variation is just like, might as well just be rainbows and butterflies compared to those. Ugh. Ugh. Whoa. Oh. There's a little beetle on the ground. Oh. Woo. Can't really feel my legs. All right. So when it comes to the wall sits, I think we're looking at like 3 sets of 45 seconds. Weight's not going to be anything crazy. I think I'm staying at 20, again 20 in each hand, just because my form of progression is time, not load. And even the 20s for 30 seconds was really starting to suck. So I'm just going to keep that the same, increased time. And then it's our work capacity finisher, and we're all done. So I'm going to let my heart rate come down a little bit, stop fucking hyperventilating. We'll get into this shit. Well, I'm still going to be breathing a little heavy because I'm actually way faster than I was last week. So we'll keep it moving. It's funny. I just did it again. I literally just did it again. I did my first set and I wasn't recording. I'm just blaming it on being fatigued now. I'm very tired. Well, we're almost there. And like I predicted, going from 30 seconds to 45 is fucking hell. I'm shaking a lot, but remember that a lot of this stuff, even though I'm kind of progressing everything across the board, not everything is a load increase. Some of it's just a little more volume at the same load. All right. Ugh. You guys get a nice close up for this one. Oh God. The roller pressure on the shins. Fuck me. Ugh. Nice slow eccentric. Way better than fucking sissies, dude. One more. Oh, getting some popping in there. All right, I'm gonna take this out. I'll lodge this in here so this doesn't move. Hopefully that's not too far back. I think it might be. Ugh. We'll go, yeah. There we go. Yeah, that doesn't feel as bad. Good. Decline sit-ups here. Just because I don't want to get up, to be honest with you. Uh, 14. Do I stop at 15? Nah, let's go to 20. Now we'll do the little fire hydrants with the pause. Oh, my hips, dude. Holy shit. I didn't rest too long, I promise. Although y'all probably weren't thinking about that until I said it. Oh well. Okay. We're doing little mini pauses at each position here. So bottom, out, back. Three. Oh man, my hips are so tendy. 4. Oh, 5. All right, left side. Woo! Look at that. Done before the 2-hour mark. I'm a fucking god. Oh, fuck. Okay. All done, baby. Right. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. This week was way easier. Way easier, I'm telling you. So I think last week was probably the worst feeling. So week 2 was the worst feeling. Week 1, it was like it was too early to like feel the repercussions of what I was doing. Week 2, you were like, oh fuck. And then this week, nah, I mean, I'm still sore, but like mentally, I'm like way more like zoned in. So we got one more week of this phase, or this block, because it's the whole speed acceleration training phase, which is 12 weeks. So into this week, then we'll move into phase 2, and then or block 2, and then hopefully block 2 is easier than I remember. Because like I said, I made a lot of training adjustments from last year to this year. But you know, whenever you write something down on paper, like you're writing a program, you're like, ah, yeah, that'll be fine. But then you execute it and you're like, dear God, what have I done? So, anyway, this week felt great. I don't really have a whole lot to say, to be honest with you. This was a good session. Everything felt pretty good. We had a few fuck ups on the hill, just where like, you know, stride was too short, or I don't know, I wasn't really prepared for it, so like mental focus was out, you know, whatever. But I think overall the session was really good. So I really do think it was good. Of course, all the accessory stuff afterwards felt way easier than it has in the past. That's also good. Work capacity is improving. But anyway, that's it. We got conditioning intervals tomorrow, and then I'll see you guys. I actually am probably going to upload 2 videos over the weekend, so one on Saturday, one on Sunday, just because I'm putting up about 4 workouts a week on footage, and instead of spreading it out, you know, I mean, because I record like every single one, so like I think I'm just going to keep the uploads like that. So we'll do like Tuesday, Thursday, and then the weekends, I think. I don't know if anyone has a better suggestion, you know, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, we'll just keep churning them out, man. So hope you guys have a good one. If you have any questions about anything that I do or anything I said in the video, feel free to comment below, and I will do my best to answer it more clearly or clear at all. All right, guys. Adios.